Showtime is here, no time to fear. Carell is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Carell is the one that you need to know. Now it's showtime.
People, let me tell you, we need pride, a deeper love. Or do we? Why do we need pride in 2026? I'm going to tell you, so don't go anywhere.
Now it's showtime.
Alrighty, dighty, it is the Carellcast or the Carell Show, whichever. I am Carell. It is Monday, June 1st. Another month. Another month gone. Bye. See ya. See ya, May. We hardly knew ya. Now we are in June, and I am so glad to be here with you. One of the topics we are going to be talking about today is June is Pride Month. And a lot of people say to me, they say, Carell, darling, why do we even still need pride? Aren't you proud enough? You got same-sex marriage. You guys can adopt. You have heated rivalry. Do you still need pride? And as pride struggle across the country from the lack of corporate sponsorship, one wonders, do we really need pride? Well, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you all about it on today's show. We do have a lot to talk about. You know what? I don't want to talk about the orange guy. He melted down. He has been, I do want to talk about how the press has normalized his temper tantrums on Truth Social. That is not normal. It is not the actions of a healthy, well-adjusted, non-demented individual. He cosplays. He posts himself as all kinds of creatures and all kinds of outfits. The man is sick. He's mentally ill. I don't care what the fake reports come. One day, we will find out the real health reports of Donald Trump, and they will show how sick he really is. Now, I don't know why he feels the need to hide that. Okay, maybe because he picked on Joe Biden's health so much or whatever. He doesn't want everyone to know how really infirm we are. The doctors, oh, yeah, he's getting that bruising from shaking hands. Well, doctor, he ain't ambidextrous. He ain't an octopus. He ain't shaking hands with both hands, and yet they both bruised. So either you a liar, or he's shaking hands coming out his ass, honey. So we know that the physical is a bunch of bullshit, and that he is sick as can be. And demented, because only a demented person, okay, only a demented person would post the things that he posts on social media. If he were your granddad with a phone, you'd take the phone away. You would put parental controls on. You'd say, Granddad, I'm sorry, but we got to limit your screen time, honey. People are going to come and get you and take you away to the funny farm because they're going to think you out your monkey mind. You know, you wouldn't let him have the keys to your car. If Donald Trump wanted to borrow your car, you wouldn't let him drive. I'm telling you. So, we had that happening. Iran is still at war with the United States, whether or not we're still at war with Iran. But that, we're bombing each other. That's war. You know what is not a friendly, peaceful thing to do? Bomb the shit out of each other. Okay? That is not a friendly, peaceful thing to do. Friendly, peaceful things to do are, plant flowers, plant trees, work on mutual welfare aid, trade agreements. Those are all very peaceful things. Bombing each other, not peaceful, unless it's the War of the Roses or something. So we have this War of the Roses relationship going on with Iran. And Donald Trump every day. Oh, yeah, I got that peace deal. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, well, maybe today is the day that we'll go. That man banties about peace like he's playing pickleball. Okay? Oh, maybe we'll have peace. It's fucking peace you're talking about. Meanwhile, Israel, the reason that all this is happening, is off capturing medieval temples in Libya or Liberia or some godforsaken country. And they're off capturing medieval castles. Not making this up. They went and captured a castle. I hope Netanyahu feels good about himself now. He can play Magic the Gathering and know that he's conquered a castle. So yeah, he's over there conquering castles and blowing up things, and we're blowing up things, and Iran's like, are we gonna have a peace deal or not? Meanwhile, the Strait of Hormuz is more closed than your rectum at age 65 with constipation. Yeah, I mean, truly. I mean, if the Strait of Hormuz were your colon, you would need some fiber, honey, because it's backed up. Truly. Too much Imodium. Ain't nothing moving through. So we need some Metamucil for the Strait of Hormuz. And what is the Metamucil? Well, we'll talk about that. And do we need pride? Pride, the deep love, pride. Don't go anywhere. Come right back. Come on, honey. Come on. Come
if
back.
you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast, videos, and the blog, including recipes at reallycorell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know.
Are we at war? Are we at peace? I don't know. What time of the day is it? It's 10:07. Well, Iran suspends talks with U.S. over Israel's strike on Lebanon. I guess we're back to war again. I guess that's Iran stops negotiations with the U.S. They are like a Diana Ross song, honey. The Ayatollah walked in with his one leg, Mr. Peg Leg Ayatollah. And he walked in, Mr. Peg Leg, and said, "Stop in the name of love." That's what he did. He just walked in. When you die, if the Ayatollah walked in with one leg and said, "Stop all these negotiations, the U.S. has broken them. They have bombed us. Baby, please, they have bombed us. They started war for Netanyahu, started bombing us into nowhere. Who? I could do it. Screw you, Randy Rainbow. I was doing it first. Stop all negotiations. United States is lying. Yep, so we're war again. So watch gas prices go up, 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 up. Because they were bragging in Texas today. They're bragging. One of their representatives said, well, look, gas here is $3.99. Well, like that's something to be proud of. Gas is only $3.99, says the person who probably doesn't buy gas because they rich. Only a rich motherfucker would think that $3.99 a gallon for gas is affordable. Okay? Only someone who ever pumps gas, doesn't know how many gallons their tank is, doesn't have to worry. That's who thinks $3.99 gas is affordable. They were trying to dig at Gavin Newsom. They were like, oh, look, Gavin, gas is expensive out there because of your taxes. Over here in Texas, it's only $3.99. That's like saying your temperature is only 104. Well, you're still sick. You still might die, but it's not 106. Good, sweet, googly moogly. We got people in Texas actually boasting that gas is, and I bet it ain't $3.99 today. I bet it's gone up with Iran suspending talks over the U.S. over Israel. Israel. I am so sick to death of hearing about Israel. Child, I am that parent who has that daughter who is now dating some guy, and all she can do is talk about that guy morning, noon, and night. Or I'm that parent who has the son that's dating some guy, and all he can do is talk about, and you just get so sick of hearing about them. You're like, okay, I get it. They walk on water. I am tired of hearing about Israel. Go away, little country. I am sick of it. I don't ever want to hear about Israel as long as I live. I have heard in my lifetime enough is enough is enough is enough about Israel. I've heard enough. I've never been there. I don't need to go there. I don't like Netanyahu. I'm just so sick of hearing about Israel. I'm done. Poke me with a fork, child. Poof. I'm done. I mean, on the list of things I want to talk about, Israel falls right under fecal impaction. Yeah, that's right where it falls under. I mean, truly, I would rather talk about not going crap for 3 days now than Israel. I am sick of it. By the way, I went crap like a trooper today, so I'm not suffering from such impaction. But you know what I'm saying? My whole life, I'm 63, and what have I heard about my whole life? Israel, 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 Israel. Middle East, Middle East, Israel, Israel, Middle East, Middle East, Israel, Israel, Middle East, Middle East. Israel and his fucking ballroom. If I never hear the words Israel and ballrooms again, it'll be far too, and if you name the ballroom Israel, that'll just send me over the edge. Oh, he had a bad weekend too, didn't he? They got to take his name off the Kennedy Center. They haven't done it yet. They need to. Someone needs to just take a pair of pliers and a screwdriver, go out there and knock that name down, honey. Get it off the building. Oh, it will be appealed. You can't appeal a judge that says this is an act. I mean, why appeal it? It's a law. Only Congress can rename the Kennedy Center. What is there to appeal? Cat, woman, dog, cow, fish. Sorry, take it. My cognitive test just sort of creeps in. He's so proud that he's had 4 positive IQ tests, or not IQ tests, cognitive ability tests. Do you know who has to take 4 cognitive ability tests? People whose dementia they are tracking. You know who doesn't have to take 4 of those tests? Me and you, because we ain't demented. I take one every year at the neurologist on an iPad. Every year, that's what I take on an iPad, once a year. I don't take 3 a year, 2 a year, 5 a year. No. You know who doesn't get their heart scanned every 6 months? People that don't have heart disease. So they're saying, oh, no, he's healthy. Then why'd you give him 2 CTs in 6 months? Oh, no, he's not demented. Then why'd you give him 4 of these tests in 2 years? I swear to God, they are like a stroke victim. They talk out of one side of their mouth and it comes out the other. I mean, it is just completely and totally ridiculous. U.S. and Iran trade attacks. Unconfirmed report says Iran will stop participating in peace talks. That's it. I'm taking my one good leg and I'm out of here, says the Ayatollah. Good Lord. You know the headline that really speaks to me? Las Vegas weather, triple-digit temperatures. Yep, this week we're going to be 100. 100. And who is this Graham Plattner? Who is this Democrat guy that had all these sexy texts? I don't care if he's cheating on his wife. Just don't cheat on me. I don't care. We act like politicians can't cheat on their spouses. Cheat. I don't care. Just don't cheat on me. Thomas Jefferson was dorking a slave. He's still Thomas Jefferson. Abraham Lincoln was bisexual. Mary Todd Lincoln didn't mind. She didn't release his prehistoric text messages to his boyfriend, Joshua Speeding was his name? Speedo, something like that. So this Graham Plattner, who isn't ugly, by the way, I guess he's a Democrat, and sexual messages. So what? I don't care. That's between him and his wife. I didn't care that Bill Clinton was screwing Monica Lewinsky. That's between him and Hillary and Monica. And the dry cleaners. Clean that damn dress. I don't care. I don't care who politicians screw as long as it ain't me. Or you. So long as they're not fucking you and I don't care who they screw. That doesn't make them moral or immoral. And as for why are Democrats even addressing this? Donald Trump paid off a porn star that he had sex with while his pregnant wife was gestating his child. And he seemed to recover from that scandal just fine. He ran around saying, I grab him by the pussy. Women made shirts that went to his convention that said, he can grab me by my pussy. I really don't think sex scandals are all they used to be. Okay? He really has raised the bar to what you got to do to have a sex scandal. I don't even think the whole thing applies anymore where it said, don't be caught with a dead girl or a live boy. I think that sounds like a party to Lindsey Graham. I mean, really, I don't think that even that level of scandal nowadays, come on. And why are we going to hold Democrats to a higher power than we are Republicans? I don't care about sex scandals. What are his policies? What is he going to do for the state? What is he get? Because look at Donald Trump. I don't even care that he's fucking Donald Trump. Maybe he is fucking Donald Trump. Who knows? I don't know. But what I do care about is them screwing us. We're on the back end. We're on the business end of Donald Trump. All he does is empty his diaper on us every day. Prices are soaring. Grocery prices soaring. Home prices. All these other things going on in the markets. No one in politics doing anything for us. And we ain't making any changes. We're not telling the universe we're ready for change. You got to tell the universe, hey, universe, I'm ready for change. You know, Cory Booker, he posts online every day all the things Donald Trump and Republicans are doing, and he's outraged. And every day I post, so what you going to do about it, Cory? Because I'm asking myself those same questions. What am I going to do about my life? I sit here every day and often complain to you about the really wonderful life that I have. So if I don't like it so much, why don't I change it? Well, this weekend I told the universe. First of all, I applied for 9 on-air jobs at Odyssey, Audacy. It's a big media company. They have an opening here in Vegas for their middays on an adult contemporary station. I'd be perfect doing a music show. I applied for like 9. Now, I'm not going to get any, and I probably won't even get a call back. It wasn't about that. It was about letting the universe know I'm ready to put myself out there again. I'm ready for change. I talked to a realtor. I am afraid that my investment in this condo rests on how well my HOA is managed. Because now Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac will not loan on a condo if the HOA doesn't have 15% or more in reserves, has too many deferred maintenance items, has had too many insurance claims, or has too many litigations. So that basically means that my investment in this condo is tied to how well the HOA runs the complex. I am not trusting my life savings to this HOA. So I may move. And yes, the place I may move to might have an HOA, but it will be a much better run one than this one. Because this HOA is inept. There's deferred maintenance items all around. Our carports are a mess. All the metal on top have been smashed in. Our plumbing is coming to its 30-year end. Our pools need new equipment because it's 30 years old. We're not going to get financing. And that starts in August, so I might have to move before August. So you know what? I'm terrified. Is it the right thing? Will I be able to afford the move? You know, all of this other stuff. But I'm talking to a realtor. Why? Because I got to let the universe know I'm ready for change. And yes, I would move right here in Las Vegas. I know that sounds stupid because I'd like to move out. But where would I go that I can afford? I can't afford Palm Springs. I'd like to be able to, but I can't. I can't afford Long Beach. I can't afford the Bay Area. I'd love to move to the Bay Area. If one of you have a house you'll sell me for $250,000, please email me. So yeah, I'm looking at a 2-bedroom house in Rhodes Ranch, which is a wonderful place, for $320,000. All in all, it'd be like $1,300 a month. Between my second mortgage and my HOA and my insurance and everything, I spend $1,200 here. So that's not that much more. That's what I did this weekend. I let the universe know I'm ready. Oh, and Phil Hendry, my friend Phil Hendry, referred me to his agent who is getting him out on auditions. And she said she would speak to me and to send her an email. I'm letting the universe know I'm ready to get busy. Why aren't Democrats letting the universe know that they really want to make change and that they really want to control Donald Trump? Why are they just sitting there acting like they're at the mercy of the winds? They act like a sailboat adrift at sea with no rudder, and they just got to go wherever the wind blows them, honey. Well, there's a lot being blown up on Capitol Hill, but it ain't the Democrats. So yes. Gotta make a change. Gonna make a change for once in my life. Come on now. Make a change. We got Democrats complaining every single day. A lot of fucking good that does, Cory Booker. I can't put your complaint in my gas tank. I can't go up to the guy at the gas station and say, look, Cory Booker's upset about gas prices. Please give me a discount. That just don't work. That $13 an hour employee will look at me and say, I'm very sorry, sir. I cannot give you a discount based on Query Booker. Oh, Carell, what have you done? Oh, look, the guy that takes my money at my gas station is Indian. He is. And most of you don't even go in to talk to the gas station attendant anymore. You just pay at the pump with your phone or your card. You don't even know what they are inside. They could be Indian, Pakistani. They could be white trash. You don't know because you don't go in and talk to them. Heaven forbid you should go in and talk to the person behind the counter. Although every time I go in to pay for my gas, they ain't never behind the fucking counter. They're always stocking the shelves or back in the cooler, whatever. You have one job on this ship, to take my money. Get up here, fucking take my money. Anyway. So we got Democrats complaining. We got Iran saying, oh, we can't have no peace. Look what Israel's doing. Israel. I'm so sick of it. Oh, my God, am I sick of it. I'm not sick of Jews. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm just tired of all the world. Do you know there are like 187 other countries other than Israel? Did you know that? Did you know that we don't talk about 186 other countries? We talk about like 4.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
So we talk about really about 4 countries: United States, China, Russia, Israel, Ukraine. 5 countries out of like 187 countries in the world. We talk about 5. Let's throw in the EU, which are a series of countries, I know, but or just the UK, whatever you want. So maybe 6 countries. That's it. That's what we talk about. 6. The other 179. Who cares? It's so ridiculous that 6 countries are all the world talks about. That is just so dumb. And 3 of them have dictators: Donald Trump, Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin. Zelensky ain't even in the news anymore. And God, he was so gorgeous when he took office, and now he's haggard. Honey, he has been ridden hard and put away wet. He is just the poor thing. I feel badly. I feel badly for him because he's drained. War can drain you. I'd like to drain Zelensky. But anyway, I digress. Who wouldn't? He's a cutie. You know you'd want to sleep with him. And Mandami, too, in New York. I'd sleep with Mandami. Oh, yes. There's very few politicians I'd sleep with. I'd sleep with Gavin Newsom. Who wouldn't? He's 6 foot. He's tall drink of water. Yeah, oh, Pete Buttigieg in a New York minute. Let's do a whole segment on politicians we'd like to dork. Pete Buttigieg tops my list. He's gay, got a beard. I know he's married. I would never do that to Chasten, ever, ever, ever. But if he ever found himself single, oh, girl. And he is the front runner. Which was a gay book, by the way, The Front Runner. I have it, by Patricia Nell Warren. You should read the series. They should make that into a TV show like Heated Rivalry. The Front Runner. She's dead now, but the books are great. So, yes, I'd sleep with Buttigieg and Gavin Newsom and who else? That's about it. Beto O'Rourke was kind of cute. Any other handsome politicians? I don't think there are. Wow, think about that. Oh, who's that? Ossoff. He's got a great body. And then that mayor that gave Donald Trump the fever. Was it the mayor of Minneapolis or the mayor of, where was it? There was a mayor. He's handsome and he's got a little curl in the front of his forehead. He was handsome. Lordy. All right. When we come back into the next half hour, we're going to talk about June being Pride Month. A month that just irks. Oh, my God. So, you know what? It's weird that I ended up the 3 words that upset MAGA the most. I am the 3 words that upsets MAGA the most. I am woke, I am gay, and I'm a vegan. Those 3 combined, I send people over the edge, honey. When I tell them I am a woke, gay, vegan, they can't. Their heads explode. They can't take all of that. They can handle woke, they can handle gay, they can handle a vegan. But a woke, gay vegan? Oh, dear God, it's too much for them. Their delicate sensibilities just can't take it, those poor little snowflakes. They don't know what to do. What do we do with a woke, gay vegan? They don't even know. They're like, oh, my God, there's a woke, gay vegan. And I am. So we're going to talk about, oh, baby, I am. Oh, baby, I am. We're going to talk about, do we still need Pride Month? Or should we expand it to Pride Year? We're going to talk about that when we come back. Don't forget, like and subscribe and watch and do all of that at youtube.com/Really Carell. That's youtube.com/Really Carell. My name is spelled Karel. There is a live chat room that just bustling with activity during the show at youtube.com/Really Carell. As for my patrons, this morning, I was telling someone this show literally would not exist without you. Without each and every one of you, there just wouldn't be a show. I could not afford to do the show without you guys. Hell, I can't afford to do it now. And I need to double my patronage. We're at $1,000 a month right now. I could use $2,000 a month. Hello, you people out there that haven't signed up to be patrons yet at patreon.com/Really Carell. That you got to support media nowadays. I ain't working for CBS. Child, don't you all think that I should perform at the 250 show? If they really want to prove it's not a partisan event, they should hire me to perform. I mean, if you hire a woke gay vegan to perform at your America at 250, it can't be partisan, right? A woke gay vegan that openly advocates for Donald Trump to be removed from office. If you have me perform, it would be the epitome of proving that it's not partisan, right? So I should be performing at the America 250 event. If they really want to prove it ain't about some big MAGA rally, but we know that that's what it is. But if they really want to prove that it's not, bring me and all my Dance Diva friends. Book me and let me introduce my friends like Thea Austin or whoever, Crystal Walters, Cece Peniston. Child, there is someone kneeling at my front door, and I don't think they're out there praying. I am making this up. I can see through the window. They are kneeling at my front door. I can see their hair. I can see their hair through my window. What is he doing? He just knelt. Now he's taking a picture. Good Lord, am I being invaded? Am I Lebanon? What the hell is going on? I guess I'll find out during the break, huh? Pride, a deeper love. Maybe it's the Tironi syrup that I ordered from Smart and Final. Maybe it got here early. Oh, yes, girl, I'm going sugar-free. That A1C being 5.4 and my fasting blood sugar being 100, it rattled me. It threw me, child. Now, those are great numbers, by the way. No one should be mad at those numbers, particularly since they're stable. That's been my A1C and my fasting blood sugar for a long time. But it can be better. I got to get it down. So now every morning in my hot cocoa, I do 2 tablespoons of that Tironi syrup, you know, the stuff you get at the coffee shops. But that's 90 calories or 22 grams of sugar. So I'm going to use the sugar-free. Now, I don't advocate sugar-free stuff, the Splenda and sucralose and all that. I think you're better just with regular sugar. I do. But in such a small amount, just 2 tablespoons a day, it'll be fine. I know, I did research. That amount is not going to upset my gut. I'll be fine. So if that's the only place I use an artificial sweetener is in my syrup for my hot cocoa, then I'm good. And so it said I was going to cut like 9,000 calories a year by doing that. Wow. Do we need pride? I'll tell you when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Carellcast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carellcast. Driving you home or driving you crazy. It's broadcasting from a completely different point of view. yours. Listen daily to the Carell Cast on your favorite streaming service. You're listening to the Carell Cast. Driving you home or driving you crazy.
Now it's your time.
People ask me, why on earth do you need a Pride Month? Do you really need LGBT History Month? What's the point of Pride marches and Pride flags? Hasn't the world changed? Haven't you already got same-sex marriage and adoption, gays in the police and the military, and laws that protect people from discrimination on the grounds of their sexual orientation or gender reassignment? What more do you want? That's what I hear all the time, even from really well-meaning liberal souls. But we've always needed pride. We needed it when people lazily assumed that a short haircut meant you were a lesbian, or a lisp meant you were gay. We needed it when people laughed at Larry Grayson and John Inman, but forced them to hide their sexuality. We needed it when people said we should be harassed, arrested, and locked up for loving who we wanted. We needed it when the police wore rubber gloves to arrest us, just in case we gave them AIDS. We needed it when we were called queer and and arse bandit at school. We needed it when we were sneered at, spat at, punched, kicked and beaten up. And we need it now, when kids are still bullied because they're camp or butch, when families still throw their LGBT children out of the home, when many are so worn down by abuse that they take their own lives, when so many are so terrified of coming out that they live lives of terrible, crushing loneliness, when people are abused for wanting to transition, when our cousins in Hungary are denied the right to demonstrate, when the state police in many countries deliberately entrap homosexuals, when trans people are treated as less than human, when homosexuality is still illegal in 63 countries, including 38 that apply those rules to women, and including more than half of the Commonwealth. Yes, we still need pride. People ask me, why on earth?
What a great speech. Can you imagine an American politician making that speech? That was Sir John. He's a sir in the British House of Commons. He was out there talking about, do we still need pride? And I heard that. And I said, first of all, thank you. I can't imagine an American congressperson or senator standing up and giving that kind of speech, but thank you. But second of all, he brings up one of the most tiring questions that I get all the time as an out gay fabulousness that is me. Why do we need pride anyway? We don't have straight pride. Why do y'all need a pride flag? Why do you need to march down the street and show everybody you're gay? Why do you need the pride festivals? Why do you need all this? Why do you need the rainbows? Why do you need the rainbow crosswalks? Why do you need why? That's what we hear as gay people all the time. Why? We don't need to hear about it. You got your rights. We don't need all that. No other sexuality gets their own festival, gets their own parade. I kind of sound like, what's her name? Oh, Flip Wilson. What was her name? Geraldine. Why do you need pride, sucker? Geraldine would be on the side of pride. She'd perform at pride. But that's what we hear. Now, as y'all know, June is Pride Month because that is the month, June 28th, 1969. I wonder how many gays can actually state that date, where the Stonewall riots went on for 3 days, 28th, 29th, and 30th, in the Village in New York, starting at Ground Zero, the Stonewall Inn, thus being called the Stonewall Riots. Now, they weren't necessarily just a gay riot. People in the Village were people that were tense about Vietnam. There were people that didn't want to be drafted. There were people that couldn't stand Richard Nixon. There were people that, minorities, blacks were still being heavily discriminated against. The civil rights movement in 69 was just, fledgling. And so it all sort of pressure cooked. And when a lesbian and a drag queen started Pride, FYI. A trans person, Marsha P. Johnson. So do we still need it? Would Marsha say it's okay now? We don't need Pride? I'm going to tell you when we come back, but I kind of agree with that Lord in Parliament. Oh, Lord. I agree with the Lord. Well, the one in Parliament.
If you're not visiting reallycorrell.com daily, you're missing out. Get the podcast videos and the blog, including recipes, at reallycorrell.com. That's really KAREL.com.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Corel is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Corel is the one that you need to know.
You have to be proud with hatred so loud. You have to be strong when fighting so long. You want to feel joy. You want to feel pride. Yes, I wrote a song about it. You know I did. That's my next single. You have to be proud. You want to feel love that you have inside. But just as you start to dance and sing, the hatred arrives. And all the noise it brings, that's when you must rise and sing loud and clear. That's when you must rise and vanquish your fears. Oh, yes, honey, I'm going there. Don't let the darkness. You have to be proud. And I wrote that to sort of answer all these people. Well, do you still need pride? Let me tell you a few reasons why we still need pride. And not the pride that you're thinking of, because I think one of the best things to happen to pride festivals is corporate sponsorship removing their money. I think we gays need to go back to the rallies. We don't need all these corporations. We don't need all these enormous events with Cyndi Lauper and Cher, and I love them, and they're welcome to stop by, but we don't need to be paying them to come and sing. No, we should be paying gay artists. And we should be having events that reflect the political climate in which we are in. Which means fighting for our lives, girls and boys, and everything in between. Now, you take 2 steps forward, I take 2 steps back. We come together because opposites attract. Well, y'all think we've taken so many steps forward. You got the same-sex marriage, you got the adoption, you got the this, you got the that. Let me tell you. Let me lay it out for you, okay? Like Jeffrey Epstein laid out the 16-year-old girls for all those people, including Donald Trump, allegedly. So, gender-affirming care bans. As of early 2026, 27 states had enacted laws banning access to gender-affirming care for trans youth, affecting 50% of the transgendered youth ages 13 to 7 and their parents. 17 states prohibit Medicaid funds from covering gender-affirming care for minors, affecting 250,000 trans youth. 29 states have laws restricting transgendered students' participation in school sports, affecting 53% of trans youth ages 13 to 7. 10 states have laws restricting or prohibiting gender-affirming pronouns in schools or public facilities, affecting 170,000 trans youth. Several states have passed restrictions on bathrooms, locker rooms, dorms, prisons, and public school facilities based on sex assigned at birth or state-defined biological sex. 4 words that should never be together anywhere. State-defined biological sex. Some are blocked in court, but the political intent is clear. Remove trans people from public life. States have restricted classroom discussions of sexual orientation and gender identity, especially in lower grades, but often extending into broader school policies. These laws chill teachers, remove LGBTQ visibility, and push queer students back into silence. LGBTQ-themed books, especially books about trans youth, queer families, race, sex education, or coming-of-age stories, have been targeted heavily through school board and state-level action for banning and censorship. Several states have passed laws targeting drag shows under adult performances. Some were blocked or narrowed by the courts, but they contributed to a broader campaign portraying LGBTQ expression as dangerous to children. The FCC wants to issue a warning label for any content on television or streaming that contains LGBTQ themes. Some states have moved to restrict changes to birth certificates, driver's licenses, school records, and other identity documents. The goal is to make gender transition legally invisible or impossible. There's a continued push to let businesses, medical providers, adoption agencies, schools, and public contractors refuse LGBTQ people or LGBTQ-related services under their religious freedom claims. Medical providers. Yeah, isn't that wonderful? In 2025, federal executive orders targeted gender-affirming care, education, military service, and legal recognition for trans people, fueling instability. In June 2025, the Supreme Court upheld Tennessee's ban, finding it did not violate the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause. Many states' bans remain in place. For trans people, the rollback has been severe. Legally, many states have moved the clock back to a pre-modern rights era where government can deny medical care, erase identity recognition, police bathrooms, restrict school speech, and exclude children from public life. For gay, lesbian, and bi adults, the rollback is completely and totally serious. Marriage equality remains, but non-discrimination protections are uneven. As of 2024, only 23 out of 50 states, which means 27 states, do not have explicit laws protecting LGBTQ people from discrimination in employment, schools, and public accommodations. 27 states do not have any protections. You want to talk about why we still need pride? You want to talk about that? Because, honey, I just brought you the receipts about why we still need pride. Okay? We're not going back. We're not giving in. We are gonna fight, 'cause when we fight, we win. And one of the ways we fight is through pride. It's through having festivals, being visible, and letting people in our community know that they are not alone. We are here with them. That's why we still need pride. Because kids in school are still called faggots. Because trans and gay youth are still committing suicide in record numbers. Because somehow being in drag and reading to a child has been deemed worse than molesting that child. And yes, I said it. I said it. The fact that no one has been prosecuted under the Epstein files, but you know who is not in the Epstein files? Drag queens. That's who's not in the Epstein files. You know who's not in the Epstein files? Trans people. That's who's not in the Epstein files. LGBTQ people of any type are not in the Epstein files. You know who are? Lecherous, rich, white, male, Republican MAGA men. That's who's in the Epstein files. And those are the ones doing what? Legislating against LGBTQ people like they have some fucking moral high ground on which to stand. Honey, all they're standing in is quicksand. They ain't got no high ground. So do we need pride? Yes. A resounding yes. You know? Oh, and someone in the chat room, pride festivals have turned into a nudist expo. Fuck you. Fuck you. Have you seen any red carpet at the Met, at the Oscars. Women come out there wearing Chapel Roan literally just put nipple rings on and draped her dress from that. The Met Gala, I see more tits than I would if I were on a dairy farm. Don't give me this gay pride festival or just nudist fest. Have you been to EDC? Have you been to Burning Man? Have you been to any pool party here in Las Vegas at a day club with women in nothing but thongs? Straight people can't keep their clothes on. Look at Instagram. Every straight male influencer is shirtless. Don't give me this gay pride festivals or just nudist festivals. Any gathering of straight people, you're going to see titties. Titties, titties, and more titties. You're going to see so many titties, you're going to think you're out, I don't know where. You are going to see more boobs than at a strip club on a Friday night. Don't give me that. Dear, gay people need to keep their clothes on. No, straight people need to keep the damn clothes on. Lord, you can't even have a straight gathering without making women show their tits. Every straight event I go to, there are women with their boobs up to their chins. And you're fine with that. Oh, no, that's good. That's fine. Boobs are good for one thing, feeding children. Other than that, keep that shit covered up. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see your milkers. Keep them covered. Unless you got a baby, unless you're suckling a child, then I don't care. Take them out in public. What do I care? I don't need to see them on every red carpet everywhere. Why aren't men showing their ball sacks? Let's see some red carpet fashion where we see dick. Okay, I'd like to see that. No, instead we got women wearing things cut down to their snatches. No. And as for corporations, keep your fucking money, you turncoats. Corporations are just turncoats. They came to the pride festivals and rainbowified everything. Oh, let's rainbowify our sneakers and rainbowify this and rainbowify that. And then the minute MAGA took over, what'd they do? See ya! I mean, truly. They divorced us faster than Liz Taylor did Richard Burton twice. I mean, they're gone. Let them stay gone. Fuck you. And I don't shop in a majority of these places anymore, the places that pulled out from prides. I don't drink, so there went half the, But as for Target, oh yeah, we still got a pride collection at Target. It sucks. It's horrible junk, and you put it in the back of the store because you don't want any problems up front. Heaven forbid you should tell MAGA they're the fucking problem. Oh no. Corporations, see ya. See ya. And I've always said, my friends and I were talking this week, and they said, well, you're not wealthy because you're gay. And I said, I know. Other radio hosts in the LA market, when Andrew and I were on air in the same spot, were making millions of dollars. They did not pay Andrew and I that. Why? Because we were a gay experiment. KGO Radio. Ron Owens made a fucking fortune. Bernie Ward made a fortune. Ray Taliaferro made a fortune. I did not. Why? Because I was the gay experiment. So they paid me minimum. They paid me the least that AFTRA would let them pay me. That's it. And every time I asked why, they said, well, because you're the gay experiment. I was told that by Mickey Luckoff. So yeah, I have money problems these days. Why? Because I have never been paid what my peers have paid. Why? Because I'm gay. Corporations have always cheated gay people. Always. As employees, as customers, contractors, whatever it might be, they have always cheated us. They've never really supported us. Ever. They act like, oh, that was my stuff that was being delivered at the front door, for those of you keeping track, wondering, who the hell is at Carell's front door? Kneeling. Yes, girl. It was the Tironi syrup. Coming to my door. Yes, isn't that marvelous? Meanwhile, People are asking, do we need pride? Of course we do, but we need the right kind. Pride needs a reinvention. Of course we still need it, but it needs to go back to what it was. Political rallies. And yes, entertainment, of course. You want people to come, so you got to give them something to come to, so you get some entertainers. I mean, politicians, when they have rallies, they have entertainers. Look at the presidential campaign rallies. Kamala Harris had Beyonce. She had this person, that person. Yeah, our Pride Festival should be like a presidential campaign stop. There should be a DJ, there should be entertainers, and then there should be speakers, political speakers, big candidates. That's what they should be. Fuck Absolute Vodka. You know? Screw Miller Beer. We don't need them. We're gay.
Patreon is the way to show you care. Subscribe today if you dare. Keep the show on there. Patreon is the way. Now it's showtime.
People, let me tell you, you have to be proud. Oh, well, the show is over. We've come to the last segment, the end of my hour with you. What have we learned? Well, we've learned that Donald Trump had a bad weekend, which is good. He was told to get his fucking name off the Kennedy Center. A judge said, hold up on the slush fund with the January 6ers are lining up to get money. Can you imagine a country that pays people that committed treason? I mean, if one January 6er gets any kind of money, you know who should apply for the fund? Harry Sisson. The president posted a video of him having crap dropped on. He should post to the fund. Stephanie Miller, David Pakman, me, we have been oppressed by this regime. We have suffered political repercussions. James Comey, he should apply to the fund. But January 6ers, we're going to pay people that built a gallows for the vice president of the United States. Molly, we in danger, girl. We are in such deep shit. If they let him have, Congress should shut that slush fund. I mean, really. Congress needs to shut that slush fund down faster than Mitch McConnell faints in the afternoon. They really should. They just shut it down. They don't, and that judge that's reopening the case, the IRS should sue Donald Trump for fraud, not the other way around. We live in an upside down world. We live in a world that is topsy-turvy, girls and boys and everything in between. Meanwhile, Iran says, we are not negotiating because Israel is bombing Lebanon. Israel, Israel. Say it with me. Israel, Israel. We can't have peace in the world. We are paying $5 a gallon gas because of Benjamin Netanyahu. We should send that motherfucker the bill. We are spending all this money over here to live because of Benjamin Netanyahu. He decides when we're at war and when we're not Donald Trump. Donald Trump can't decide when to stop fucking tweeting. But Netanyahu, he decides. And he has decided we are still at war. That there'll be peace in the valley when he says so. And not until. Why are we even negotiating? Why isn't it Israel? Since they're controlling everything. We ain't controlling shit. Donald Trump is Benjamin Netanyahu's hand puppet. Benjamin Netanyahu lubed up his hand with oil, expensive, shoved it up Donald Trump's ass, and now he's made his mouth move this whole time when it comes to Iran. Because that ain't Trump speaking. That's Netanyahu. Ventriloquist. He can throw his voice all the way over from Tel Aviv. Ain't that something? We see Donald Trump's lips move and Netanyahu's over there throwing his voice. Because Trump ain't but a political dummy. He says what Putin wants him to say. He says what Netanyahu wants him to say. The only person that he doesn't actually speak for is you and I. Ain't that something? We can't get him to speak for our voice, but no, He'll speak for Netanyahu, and he'll speak for Putin and Kim Jong-un and Xi Jinping, but he won't speak for us. Of course not. Of course not. Oh, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Well, Ember's chewing is not better, and insurance won't pay, and thousands of dollars are going to happen to me this week. I can feel it. But oh well. Oh well. Life goes on, doesn't it? Life is going to go on this week for you, for me, not for everybody. People going to die. But, you know, for the most part, if you're lucky, life is going to go on. So, just got to make the best of it. Got to look at those headlines and say, yeah, they suck. And they do. We got Democrats worried about some sex scandal in Maine. Why? The guy just texted people. He didn't rape anybody. He's not in the Epstein files. Donald Trump tells CNBC, I don't care if Iran negotiations are over. Of course he doesn't. What a fucking statement to make. I don't care. Yeah, we know you don't. You're a fucking billionaire grifter. You don't care how we're dealing with life out here. You don't care about gas prices. Of course he doesn't. Why would he? Frickin' grifter. Ugh. I don't care. Trump claims he doesn't care if Iran bolts on the talks. Says he plans to ask Netanyahu what's going on with Lebanon. Plans to ask Netanyahu. Of course. He'll probably be on his knees when he asks. It'll be hard to hear. So, Benjamin, what's up? Yep, that's how he's going to ask. So, you know? Oh, yeah. Tehran suspends talks with U.S. over Israel attacks in Lebanon. Mm-hmm. And Trump don't care. I don't care. He should have sung it at least. Yeah, right. U.S. and Iran launch fresh strikes. Great. Great. Graham Plattner tests Democrats' tolerance for scandal. I have a high tolerance for scandal. If they're testing my tolerance for scandal, it's pretty high. Did he harm anybody? No. Did he eat babies? No. Is he nice to dogs? Yes. Well, but he sent some other woman sexy text messages and he's married. So fucking what? He's a man. When are we going to learn men are pigs? Maybe that's why I haven't had sex. I'm a vegan. I mean, truly. Oh, well, he sexted somebody. Oh, who cares? Kennedy slept with Marilyn Monroe right in front of everybody. I mean, hello? Hello? Is this on? In the list of scandals, sending naughty texts just, I don't know. Doesn't seem that big to me. Israel Prime Minister orders strikes on Beirut suburbs. Great. Great. Oh, God. Well, the only good news is there is a company interested in reviving Prim, Nevada. It's the owner of all these truck stops, and they said they want to take it over. But the owners of Prim, which is the Prim family, by the way, have said not so fast. Why? It's dying. It's going to go away. You know? So I don't understand why they're saying not so fast. I think it'd be great if a truck stop company took over Prim and redid all of it, made a little kept the hotels going and all of that. A Las Vegas-based truck stop company is hoping to revive Prim.
Broadcasting from a completely
It would be a
different point of
comeback.
view.
But the Prim
Yours.
family,
Listen daily to the Corralcast
let's see,
on
LV
your
Petroleum
favorite
Chief
streaming
Executive Chris
service.
Roach shared his plans for the state line ghost town. We would like to operate everything. But the family's like, not so fast. They're idiots.
You're
They weren't
listening to
thankful.
the Corralcast. Driving
I am
you
Corral.
home
Be who you want to be. So
or driving you crazy.
Much love. We're going to be
It's
cooking.
broadcasting
Cooking.
from a completely
Cooking.
different point of view. Yours. Listen daily to the Corralcast on your favorite streaming service.
Showtime is here, no time to fear. Carell is so near because showtime is here. So on with the show, let's give it a go. Carell is the one that you need to know.